Kind of. Why don't we discuss this over a pot of tea? My main reason for coming on this trip to Teyvat was, of course, to have some fun. But I do technically have a job to do as well, namely, maintaining the stability of Teyvat's borders. I'll skip over the complicated parts, but to sum it up, abyssal energies are all that lie beyond Teyvat's border. We'd find ourselves in a real pickle if they ever made it through. And the phantoms you've been seeing are a sign that the border has been disturbed.
Ah, no wonder they tend to show up around Moon Prayer Night.
Is it because the real moon is now so close to us that its power can cross the border?
In part, but only a negligible amount passes through. Just enough to influence the verdant crests and so on. And as you've noticed, there has been an unprecedented number of phantoms appearing this year. The influence of the moon beyond the border cannot explain this. No, there is another far greater factor at play. The trilunar syzygy.
A trilunar syzygy.
Eons ago, before the heavenly principles came to Teyvat, it was the then 3 moon goddesses who controlled the laws of this world. Oh, that's exactly it! The 3 goddesses split these powers amongst themselves, promising never to consolidate them into one singular body. This was meant to keep the world stable. But, fast-forwarding to the present, the eternal moon's marrow is with you, while the iridescent moon's marrow, which should never have appeared in this world, has been retrieved. Add that to the presence of a moon goddess in the flesh and... the power of all 3 moons is gathered here in Notcry. There hasn't been an event like this since the War of Funerary Flame. And it's having a noticeable effect on Teyvat's borders. Because I wish to give my darling daughter a peaceful, sunny environment to grow up in. Is that a good enough reason?
Kinda sounds like you're dodging the question, but it does make sense.
Well, that's one reason anyway, and the most important one. The others are a little complicated to explain. For instance, cleaning up after dearest Miss R. Albedo could tell you more about that if you're curious. But right now, I have a more important question to ask you. Why are you collecting the moon marrows? I see. Nicole told me about that legend once.
Nicole? You mean Mage Anne?
Oh, so you remember. Yes, of course. That was a story about fate, her area of expertise. But back to the story of our dear moon goddess. I'm afraid her intended method of returning to the moon is unlikely to work anymore.
What does that mean?
She may be missing, but she hasn't gone anywhere. She has disappeared.
My body is so heavy. Wait, no. It's my mind that's heavy. My arms and legs are as light as a feather. What's happening to me? I feel drowsy, like I've been asleep for too long. Is it daytime or nighttime? Is the moon out? I think I'll go for a walk. you out for a walk too? The day has come at last. Have I grown so weak that I can't even sustain my physical form? But Moon Prayer Night is nearly here. I was so close to returning home. Death is near. Is this how it ends for me? Will I return to the moon after I disappear? Or... I don't want it to end like this. So far, at least, I still exist. Even if not physically, I can still feel. But as my power wanes, I'm sure that too will fade. I suppose I might take one final look at this world. The world where I was born.
Come on! Come on! Wait for me!
The Frost Moon Enclave. How much it has changed since I was born.
These decorations, they're so heavy. It's times like this when you kind of wish men could be priestesses and acolytes.
How fascinating. I've never had the chance to be privy to people's private lives in this way. In the past, people would get so solemn and serious the moment I showed my face, like they were frozen stiff.
Karina, Lametti, it's time to eat. Coming.
I want to watch them a little longer.
So just fill these balloons with air, right?
Yep. Try a couple now to test things out. The rest can wait till Moon Prayer Night.
Think fast.
Rita!
Teasing an acolyte of the Frost Moon Scions? Surely that's a punishable offense.
Take this!
Huh?
All right, enough horsing around. Lady Lauma gave us a task. We should get back to it.
The task is just to check that the balloons don't leak, right? Doesn't matter if we fill them with air or water. Yeah.
Okay, you got me there. And you got me there. But still, we can't use all the balloons before the festival even starts.
We won't use all of them. And as long as Lady Lauma's trusted acolyte doesn't snitch, this can stay as a little secret between friends. A couple more can't do any harm, right?
Oh, you menace. Then, think fast!
Is pumping a balloon full of water really so much fun?
I'm sure you're both tired from playing all day. Come on, eat up.
A plain, humble meal. That has always been the way of the Frost Moon Scions.
Huh? How come Lamatti got a midsummer berry dessert? Oh, I always get Lockaberry.
I don't mind sharing. You can have a bite of mine if I get to have a bite of yours.
They're sharing food? I've never shared food with anyone before. Even at the Harbinger tea parties, everyone just ate off their own plate. And when I couldn't finish my food offerings from the Frost Moon Scions, they'd leave the leftovers out under the moonlight for the animals to claim.
Hey! That was 2 bites!
Oh, then you can have another bite of mine.
Oh, you too. Oh, don't fret now. Here, have some of Granny's too.
So this is what it means to be family. I'm seeing so much that I'd never usually get to see. They'd never act like this when I was around. It's nice, being able to just watch people in peace in these final moments. What a rare opportunity. I think I'll go take a look around Nasha Town, too. Maybe the Traveler will be there.
After the War of Funerary Flame, the moon goddesses were no longer recognized by Tevat. They lost the whole foundation for their existence. That's why the moon goddess's strength is fading. She cannot withstand the world's rejection of her. To be more pedantic about it, the moon goddesses did something to offend the heavenly principles, and that's why they were ousted. Something of a recurring theme in Tevat's history. Theoretically, speaking so candidly should put me in their crosshairs too, but they can't tell me what to do. I'll say whatever I want. Theoretically, speaking so candidly should put me in their crosshairs too, but they can't tell me what to do. I'll say whatever I want. Anywho, the Moon Marrow energies were but a drop in the bucket for her, and that battle against the Ray Hair of Solnari only weakened her further. Fortunately, it happened close enough to Moon Prayer Night when the Kuvaki concentration here is high. That's the only reason she managed to survive this long.
What do you mean, fortunately? You said she disappeared. We're too late.
Oh, what a headache. I thought this was all common knowledge. I guess I have some more explaining to do. Okay, buckle up. It's time for another lecture. Now, I said earlier that the moon goddesses lost the foundation for their existence. The reason for that has to do with the natural order. Basically, the rationale for their existence in Tevat was lost. The same logic applies to the present moon goddess too. Consider her existence so far. Her comrades in the Fatui called her Damselette. And she was worshipped as Kutar by the Frost Moon Scions. But these connections have now been severed, whether by her hand or yours.
So, the rationale that once sustained her existence is now gone.
Wait, we did that to her?
Oh, well, strictly speaking, yes. But let's not start pointing fingers, shall we? I'll only end up as the big bad villain, and that's not the kind of final boss I want to be. Of course I do. I'm only the greatest mage in the whole entire world. Now, if you wish to find your moon goddess, there are 2 problems we need to solve. Firstly, we'll need to strengthen the connection between her and Tevat. At least enough to sustain her until Moon Prayer Night.
Strengthen her connection. But does that mean I'll have to rally all the Frost Moon faithful behind this?
I'm afraid a bygone faith and a former home won't be of any help to her now. Do you know her name?
Her name?
Yes. Names are very important things. A name is a fundamental concept that anchors one's entire existence. Then your first job is to find it. As a moon goddess, I'm sure she must have a name she identifies with. Neither Columbina nor Kutar is her true name, and she's never really accepted either of them.
So, finding out her real name is enough to sustain her existence?
Yes, I know it sounds like a small step, but every journey begins that way. So for now, that's all we need to focus on. The second problem is with her plan to use the moon marrows to return to the moon. Unfortunately, piercing through the false sky will take an enormous amount of power. Given her current condition, she won't be able to provide anywhere near enough power, even if she recovers her physical form. But no need to fret. Nicole's the expert in this field, and I'm sure she'll figure something out.
Wait, Mage N is going to help us out too? That means we've got 2 Hexacircle mages on the case. This is turning into a pretty big deal.
Actually, this is more of a side quest for me. Like you said, I'm a busy lady, so I can't stay for too long. I'll have to return to Tevet's border soon. That's the upside you get for looking out for my little Klee. Hopefully that will incentivize you to carry on keeping her company in the future.
Come, take a look.
Anyway, jokes aside, you'd better get moving. It will take quite a miracle for the moon goddess's consciousness to hold out till moon prayer night. Oh, I suppose I might as well tell you where Nicole is before I leave. Off you go now. Time to meet your new friend. Oh, yes, and a little suggestion. Don't forget to mind your heads.
What?
I wonder how Durin's doing. I should really go see him before I head back.
You really are super busy.
I most certainly am. There's so many children I have to keep tabs on just in Mondstadt. Durin, Albedo, Venti, Varka.
Klee didn't make the list, huh? Klee didn't make the list, huh?
Walks of life. Wouldn't you agree?
Klee didn't make the list, huh?
Of course not. Klee is my pride and joy. I have no qualms about her, because she's the best child in the whole wide world. Of course not. Klee is my pride and joy. I have no qualms about her, because she's the best child in the whole wide world.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yep. Klee's a little angel.
They hauled everything
Yep.
over to Snezhnaya.
Klee's a little angel.
I'm glad you agree. Well, all the best. See you when I see you.
She left in a hurry.
Yeah. She didn't pack up her stall. Should we handle it for her?
I must say, I'm now very curious about her daughter. Klee, wasn't it? What's she like? I must say, I'm now very curious about her daughter. Klee, wasn't it? What's she like?
That's a long story. Come on, we'll fill you in as we go.
What a lively place. I've never experienced Nasha Town like this before.
Hey, you old geezer! Your hammer's rusted through!
Who are you calling old geezer?
Are they quarreling?
I'm looking right at him! You've really gone downhill since giving your daughter free rein in the workshop. Can you even swing a hammer anymore? It shouldn't take you days just to fix a single chair! You might as well use that hammer to massage my back for all the good it's doing.
Don't run your mouth, or you'll get a back massage that'll put you in bed for the rest of your life. Look, the materials haven't arrived yet, all right? You know how busy it gets in the days before Moon Prayer Night.
I'll bet you send all the materials to your little princess. Blood's always thicker than water, huh?
All right, you've made your point, Uncle Koski. As soon as the materials arrive, fixing your chair will be the #1 priority. And Dad, if you've got time to chat, why don't you lend me a hand,
See? Lolka knows what the score is.
I guess they're friends. But the way they spoke to each other was so ugly. Then again, it wouldn't be the first time I've seen something like this.
Columbina! Sing outside my door in the middle of the night one more time, and I'll unscrew your vocal cords. You hear me? Columbina! Sing outside my door in the middle of the night one more time, and I'll unscrew your vocal cords. You hear me?
Oh, Zandrone. So that was her way of trying to be friends with me. What a pity. I won't get the chance to say any ugly things in reply.
Hey, have you decided what to give her for Moon Prayer Night?
I sure have. She's gonna get the surprise of her life when she's least expecting it. Then I'll whip out the ring and pop the question.
The surprise of her life. What a fun turn of phrase.
Cool, I get the picture. You can spare me the gushy details. Ooh, looks like we have a customer. Hello there, ma'am. Would you like some Moon Prayer Night candy?
Huh? Is he talking to me? Can he see me?
Here you go.
Oh.
Come back anytime. Right. Now, where were we?
I don't know why, but I still held out hope.
The most important thing right now is to find that mage.
This name thing seems super important too, but where do we even start looking?
I'd better go pay the Fatui a visit.
Columbina?
Traveler?
Let's go! This is no time to be spacing out!
Where are they going? They mentioned a mage and... a name?
So, Mr. Varka, are you acquainted with this Nicole? Or should I call her Mage N?
Not really. We've never met, though she has come up in conversation. From what I've gathered, Alice kinda took Nicole under her wing. Taught her how to speak in a more ladylike fashion, that kind of thing.
Huh. Hard to imagine Alice as an etiquette coach.
Yeah, Alice is a larger-than-life personality, I'll give you that. But then again, that's why she's able to draw such an eclectic mix of people into her inner circle. If I remember correctly, being an interesting person is actually one of her main entry requirements. So, if you ever wanted to join the Hexenzirkel, I'm sure you'd both be eligible to apply.
Hey! Don't go around making promises on Alice's behalf.
I wouldn't dare. I'm just trying to paint a picture of the Hexenzirkel for you.
Okay, sure. Anyway, since none of us have ever met Nicole, how are we supposed to find her? We can't just go up to every woman in sight and ask, "Hey, are you Nicole?"
Maybe something she's wearing will give it away? Like, a windbloom pinned to her chest or something.
Wait a minute. Alice never said Nicole was from Mondstadt.
Oh, true.
That would be... this young lady, then?
Hey there! Sorry to disturb you, but... are you Miss Nicole?
Varka, Knight of Boreas of the Knights of Favonius. Alice might have mentioned me before.
Mm-mm.
Have we got the wrong person? Sorry. Well, this is awkward.
When I shook my head, I meant, no, Alice hasn't mentioned you before.
Huh? Where is this voice coming from?
My apologies. For certain reasons, I am unable to speak. This is the only way I can communicate with you. It might take some getting used to, but I hope you can understand.
Hey, it's fine. I'm more shocked by the fact that Alice never speaks about me. I mean,
As for you two, we have crossed paths twice before, but it is nonetheless a pleasure to finally meet you.
It's really you! Thanks for all your guidance in the past!
You're quite welcome. This time, things are different. We have reached the unwritten pages of the story. You might say that we stand at the crossroads of fate. Now then, allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is... No, stop! Alice! I can't believe it! I had a whole speech prepared. I'd agonized over every single word. She always picks the worst moments to ruin other people's plans. I'm so sorry about that. Alice took the liberty of devising some bespoke self-introduction magic for each member of the Hexenzirkel. But I could have sworn I deleted all of the triggering conditions for it. How did it bypass everything? Oh gosh, this is so embarrassing. But I could have sworn I deleted all of the triggering conditions for it. How did it bypass everything? Oh gosh, this is so embarrassing.
This is a very different side of Nicole than what we're used to. Is she not used to face-to-face interactions? Don't worry about it. We've seen that introduction magic once already, so it wasn't too much of a shock.
Please go on, Miss Nicole. We'd love to hear what you have to say, or, well, communicate.
Huh? Are they talking to this lady? But...
Will you all promise to forget that horrendously embarrassing introduction?
Sorry? Embarrassing? When?
Yes, my name is Nicole, and I am one of a very few angels who have retained both their preferred form and their power. The Traveler and Paimon should be no strangers to this concept. There is another of our kind in Natlan. They call her the Lord of the Night.
Alright! Paimon remembers her!
Yes. Well, I have retained more of my power than she. It's because I don't have a long-term duty to fulfill. To be more specific... no. We'll be here all day if I get into the specifics. Moving on. If I'm not mistaken, you are here because you wish to learn how one might reach the moon beyond the sky.
That's right. Is that something you can give us any guidance on?
Yes, I do know a way. It began with the Hyperboreans, who lived after the War of Funerary Flame. Blank looks. Maybe I should start with the background of the war. Or maybe not. It shouldn't be an issue. I'll fill in the gaps for you when we have more time. Anyway, after that war ended, the three moons retreated to beyond the false sky. The Hyperboreans were humans I once aided. They accepted the civilization and creations bestowed upon them by the angels. But despite accepting many blessings of the angels, many among them still held on to their faith in the moons. They were reluctant to accept the new order. Even after the War of Funerary Flame, they sought to contact the moon goddesses beyond the sky and receive their guidance.
But all three had passed away by that point.
This mage has a unique method of communicating. Is she talking about the moons?
Yes, but they did not know. And so, still they prayed for the moon goddess's mercy. After building titanic structures that consumed vast amounts of Kuvaki, at last they glimpsed the moons and heard their voices. But of course, they were gravely disappointed. For it was then that they realized the three moon goddesses were dead.
Oh, that's such a sad story.
It is. Humanity was in a very sorry state at that time. The angels who had once aided them were gone, and the War of Funerary Flames had left them homeless and destitute.
Just a second, I gotta ask. How relevant is all this history to the task at hand?
Well, I mean, it's... Okay, it seems we've drifted into irrelevant narrative waters. It's been a while since I've had the chance to speak inside someone's head. As soon as I got started, I lost control and the words just flowed out like a waterfall. What I'm trying to say is... Right, yes, that's it. The relevant part is the ritual created by the Hyperboreans. The fact that they bypassed the false sky and saw the true moons implies that they successfully built a connection between Tevat and the outside world. Which means, with enough Kuvaki and a sufficiently stable connection, it should be feasible to send one person over the border.
Okay, so They built some kind of portal?
Oh, yes. A portal. Yes.
Is something wrong? You sound disappointed.
I just didn't expect you to summarize it so well. It turns out I could have said all that in one word, if only I'd managed to think of it.
No, please, it's fine. This is invaluable knowledge. I'll be sure to record and preserve everything in writing.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, I suppose I could backtrack and add some more detail. I did gloss over a few things so far.
Whoa, 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 time out. Let's summarize what we've got first. The Hyperboreans were the last ones to use this method, right? So we somehow need to find whatever structure they built and make sure there's enough Kuvaki to power it up. Luckily, we have the moon marrow of both the eternal and iridescent moons, so we're all good for Kuvaki. Which means the key issue we need to focus on is finding the place. Am I right so far?
Yes. Although I expect the structure is long gone by now. That said, what if we could take advantage of the phantoms to travel back to a time when it still existed? Well, travel back isn't quite accurate. It's more like we'd be creating a handshake between 2 points in space-time. We wouldn't even have to pick a time when it still existed. It could just be a time when it still appeared in phantom form via projection, or we could project our own phantoms, fold them together at... You look lost. Was that too hard to follow?
Yeah, things got a little, technical there. Paimon's brain is reaching capacity.
All right. Let me think about how to put this more simply. Okay, got it. Over the next few days, I'll search for phantoms that we can use. Once I find one that meets the criteria, I'll let you know and we'll regroup. By completing certain rituals, specific individuals will be able to enter the phantom and make it to the Hyperborean structure. If everything checks out and it looks feasible, we'll just need to wait for Moon Prayer Night, and we can send the Moon Goddess back home. I'm really skimping on the detail here. Is this making any sense at all?
I think so. For now, we'll just wait to hear from you.
Yes. Basically, yes.
Great. Counting on you. In the meantime, we'll focus on finding the Moon Goddess's name.
My name? Are they looking for a way to stop me from disappearing? My name? Are they looking for a way to stop me from disappearing? Excuse me, Miss...
Go on, Miss Nicole.
This conversation was a little all over the place. I didn't catch your name.
I am Lauma, of the Frost Moon Scions.
Ah, I did wonder. I noticed that you listened very intently when I spoke about Hyperborea and the moon's history. If you'd be interested, I'd love to visit you this evening and go through it again in greater detail. Also, if you were serious about making a record, it would be too risky to simply write down the raw details as is. I would suggest some tweaks. Maybe rewrite the stories as fairy tales or fables, perhaps even prayers. Anyway, we can cross that bridge when we come to it. So, see you later then?
Oh, and no need to prepare anything. Just a cup of tea will do.
See ya!
She seems friendly. It's just...
It's so nice to find someone who's actually willing to listen. I've been dying for a chance to finally go through all this systematically from start to finish. Any longer and I'd probably start forgetting it.
Now Paimon gets why Alice told us to mind our heads.
Ha 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 ha! What did I tell you? A lot of quirky people in Alice's orbit. Now then, the next order of business is, where do we start looking for the moon goddess's name?
Maybe the rest of what Nicole has to say might give us some clues.
Once I've heard her out, I'll summarize the salient points and share them with you all. I'm also inclined to review our other documents. Yes, our faith was first established by our Hyperborean ancestors, but many of the more factually accurate records are from after Kutar's birth.
Sounds like we're gonna follow Columbina's journey through Duvat, huh? In that case, we'll start by heading to the Frostmoon Enclave.
Sounds like a plan. Take this with you. I'll see about getting in touch with the Fatui. It'll probably just be Arlecchino and Sandroni again. They're the only ones who would want to help.
Thank you, Mr. Varka.
Ha 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 ha! Don't mention it. Honestly, I'm more comfortable dealing with the Fatui than prying into the details of a young lady's childhood. Catch you later.
I should follow them, just in case there's some way that I can help.
A while ago, I took the time to organize all documents in our possession that pertain to Kutar. What you see here is the material I consider reliable.
You're saying there's unreliable material too?
Yes. Most of the information we have was transmitted through an oral tradition. Inevitably, some of her stories were mythologized and deified over the years through countless retellings. That's why I organized them into reliable and unreliable. There's no sense seeking answers in history unless we can ensure the veracity of the historical record.
Makes sense. All right, let's take a look through. Almost all these records refer to Kutar instead of Columbina. Although neither of those is her real name. Paimon's not sure what point she's trying to make.
What we can gather from these records is that the Frostmoon Scions worshipped her as a god, placing impossible expectations upon her. I cannot fault them for their earnest faith, but for all their devotion, worshipping her day in, day out changed nothing. I imagine that none of it resonated with Columbina. It wouldn't surprise me if, even back then, she had already begun to reject the name Kutar and everything it represented.
Lama speaks the truth. When I heard them call upon Kutar with hope and expectation in their voices, they may as well have been calling upon somebody else.
Well, that's a bit complicated. I looked at the level of detail, perceived authenticity, prose style, and how realistic their portrayal of Kutar seemed to be. Amongst the Frost Moon Scions of today, only I know of her existence, and I alone have spoken to her face to face. As such, I know that there are certain things she simply would never do. That being said, I have sensed some changes in her lately.
Changes? Me?
Oh, seems like this is getting us nowhere. Oh, for what it's worth, why don't we check the unreliable sources too?
Sure. Give me a moment.
Exerting but a fraction of her divine might, Kutar sheared a great mass from the snow-capped mountain and cast it into the sea, upon whose surface shone the mirror image of the moon. Thus was formed the island of Hisi. Yeah, right. That doesn't even begin to pass the sniff test. The 3 moons are naught but lies through and through. Only one moon has ever shone for us, and Kutar is her name.
The vast majority of ancient texts are filled with fanciful tales like these. I trust you understand my criteria a little better now. Kutar did not speak, merely gazing into the distance in silence. And where her gaze landed, this was her prophecy. Clearly, whoever wrote this text never even met Kutar. Otherwise, they'd know that her eyes are always closed.
What about you, Traveler? What are you reading? Come on, let Paimon see. The child wished to build a wooden nest with which to shield a fledgling bird from the cold. But being so young and lacking in strength, the child could not snap the branches from the trees. Kutar was passing by. Upon seeing the child, she summoned forth the Kuhenki, who built a beautiful nest for the child.
I remember that.
Not knowing the meaning of Kutar's divine intervention, the child dared not to respond, and thus ran home to call their parents. But Kutar was gone. The moon chanter declared the event a miracle and took the nest as a relic, placing it on high for all to see. The child was named as one favored by the goddess and was greatly respected amongst the people. Yet, no further miracles were bestowed, and this matter was forgotten in but a few years. Huh. Any thoughts after reading that? Yeah. Columbina probably just wanted to join the kid in making nests.
Ah. I'd originally considered this a fabrication, because Kutar did not perform any similar actions in subsequent records. But now that I think about it, it does seem like something Columbina would do. It's just that...
She didn't know how other people would interpret her actions. She was probably worried about making things difficult for people. So, she gradually stopped joining in.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sad.
And now, I can make no such gestures of warmth, even if I want to.
Still no name. That's a bit of a shame. But we did learn some interesting stories. That's gotta count for something. Farkas said he was gonna set up a meeting with Arlecchino and Sandrone, right? Let's go back to Nasha Town and see how he's doing.